Welcome to Issues and Society podcast. Today we have two beautiful ladies. I know people say people are beautiful just to hype them, but this one, I kid you not. We have two beautiful, elegant, classy, rich. Anywhere you see them, build them. Rich ladies in the house. We have Nora.
Hello.
Nora, thank you for joining us.
Thank
And
you
we
for
have
having
D.
me.
D, should I talk? Okay, ladies, thank you for honoring my invitation. Thank you for
Thank you
joining
for
us on the
having us.
show.
Thank you.
So, like the name of the podcast, Issues and Society, we like to talk about different things that happen in society. Sometimes we get very serious as per politics, and sometimes we'll come down to other serious issues to as behavioral patterns of people. And today, we're going to be talking about women. Let's say everything that we know about our gender, the good, the bad, the ugly, friendships, career, how the world tends to dictate everything a woman should do. Every pastor that wants to talk about marriage wants to talk about it from what a woman should do. People that are talking about education, talking about it from what a woman should do. The people that want you to make money, what a woman should do. So we want to talk about all these things. The aim is so that the ladies listening to us can pick what they can pick, and from life experiences and what we think it should be. So first off, let's talk about female friendships. There's this people tend to believe that female friendships are filled with jealousy and envy and backbiting, and to get real female friends. Jesus, do you have lots of stories?
She has lots of story, obviously.
So
I've shown her shaggy.
and you hear many ladies say things like, they prefer to have male friends or
Like
male
me.
friends. I was like that too. They
Mhm.
prefer to have oral male friends. I beg women will have that too much. But personally, yeah, I think if you're always having issues with females, then maybe you should check yourself. Maybe you say, is it that you're too masculine for them? Or you get one score too. So let's hear from your own point of view. Have you had what are your experiences with female friendship?
Okay, so from time, I've always been, I've always kept my friendship circle really small,
Okay.
right? Because I feel the smaller, the better, and the more
Yeah.
impact.
Mhm.
I haven't really had terrible experiences with friends, but I've had just a few,
Okay.
So I learned lessons in the past with friends, and it has informed my, relationship with people. I basically don't feel that I have too many. I won't say too many male friends, but I have more male
Male
friends than female friends, and this is the reason. Women have so much package. There's just so much drama around us women, and that's the truth. I feel it is the way we are wired,
Okay.
right? It's part of the blessings that God gave women. So we tend to be more troublesome, more dramatic, more problematic, more what's it called? Emotionally sensitive than men. Men really don't care. So I am one that doesn't like too much drama around me. So I would keep my circle really small so that I don't get exposed to them say, and that's very typical of women. So yes, I agree that women tend to have a lot of you know they get moved by emotions most times, so it influences their decisions. We can be erratic, we can be how do I put it now? Too
Quick to
emotionally
conclusion.
exactly.
Jump.
So,
We fly
Into
to conclusion, right?
conclusion,
Yeah.
And the way they twist
I don't
words.
have,
You can be saying
exactly.
A, B, C, then she goes, so what happened to Y? Wait,
Do you
calm
get? I don't
down.
have so much patience to. So if you're
Well,
my
you
few
two
friends
talk
are-
quick.
So my few friends are very mature,
Miss
very
B.
understanding. They're not too dramatic. There's not so much drama around us. So, well, good.
Right?
Okay, Nora, let's hear from you. Since you have a lot to say.
Actually, no. For me, when I was born into a house filled with men, basically. So I grew up with a lot of boys in the house. Boys that had friends that would bring other friends to the house. So from a very early age, I already knew gimmicks and tactics and everything you can think about. So I was more comfortable around boys, men, so to say, up till this moment. However, I do have a very few close, amazing, beautiful women around me.
Hi.
Right? Truth be told, I'm not exactly very lucky with female friendships. I used to say this to anybody that cares to listen to me.
Okay.
I've had my own fair
Fair share.
share of betrayal and all of that. And let me tell you the truth. I'm not one to always point fingers. In as much as I've had my fair share of crazy friendships, I want to also think that if you ask those people questions, they might even say, I was the toxic person in the relationship, right? So for me, I tend to play safe around men. So it's easier for me to relate to guys than for me to relate to ladies. And there is this tendency of competition with women. I'm not competing with you, right? I just want to see everybody win. However, not every person sees it like that. And I'm not a very patient person, unfortunately. So I do not have that luxury of time to want to babysit anybody's bullshit. I'm so sorry, but it's easier for me to honestly just relate with guys because it has always been like that since I was a child. I'm a tomboy. It was actually when I got to the university, it started changing small. It was really bad. It was so bad that people around me would say, you better change because you will get married. And I don't know what that means. Anyway, people get married to tomboys and I don't think there's a problem with it, but my environment, it started influencing me little by little. Like I said, I have amazing women in my corner and I try to keep it very small. Although I know a lot of people and I'm quite receptive of people, but my main people, they're like
a handful.
It's very very small.
Do you know the other day this is Delulu, but I know Delulu is the Solulu. So the other day I was thinking about the people that I want to be in my Ashwebi girls.
Okay.
For my wedding in the future.
Okay.
And being someone that everybody thinks I'm social, I don't think I counted up to 10. I sat up on the bed and said, within the call, I start again. I couldn't think of because personally I feel like your Ashwebi girls should be your very close
and
friends.
that's okay.
And I discovered that last many people just see me because I'm this friendly type and I'm this outspoken person or this expressive person. They just feel like the whole world. Then another thing that made me know that I don't have many people around me is that whenever I'm going through stuff,
you do it alone.
That is it. I have similar what's the word now? Childhood experience with you.
Yeah.
I'm the only girl. I have 3 younger brothers. Growing up, my cousin stayed with us, and it was just like me and guys. Then I went to a military school, and
tell me something.
I went to a military school.
I can imagine,
I started participating in stuff like football.
Yeah, me too.
Running, cadets, army cadets, and all of those things. So now, like you said, I saw this as very dramatic. And let me know, like, no, we are actually very dramatic.
No, we are.
But now, being that I grew up with guys, I didn't tend to tilt towards that emotional sensitive part of me. I believe that everybody, the men have their masculine and feminine parts. Same with ladies having their masculine parts too. So I tilted towards the masculine part also. It was until it's 2018 or so. A friend of mine was like, Amaka, your mama born woman. No, you cannot be making that woman feel like she gave birth to 4 boys. And I said, picking up some things. Then I was not open to getting female friends. I've been burnt too, though not so bad. But I said, okay, let me make a few female friends. And I think let's say, culture shock for me was because if I chat you up like Afa, Madam Afa, and like we call you dear, my love, I know get sense. Yay!
So I'm one person that actually,
and I was like, this thing not supposed, because if I chat my guys up like guy alpha, and they're responding immediately, and it doesn't take anything from it. But the ladies are like, okay, boo, later. And I'm like, oh yeah, now we go see. This thing cause serious issue. This thing I'm saying like this,
really?
And I can talk about it now because man, then we are not one, not two, not three. We are in way better places. This thing see, when I mean, person they report you give another person, thinking that I don't like her. That's why I respond that way. Hey, guy, I had to learn. It was hard though.
Okay, so sometimes, right? Not everybody knows how to use endearment, like those terms. For me, I call everybody, hi there, hi baby, hi sweet.
Same here.
The truth is, if you take it
to heart,
I'm so sorry. it's not because how do I put this? I'm just used to it, right? There's nothing else
Yeah.
attached.
I had to
to
learn,
it, right?
I had to
But
learn.
I had to unlearn it actually because it became a problem for me when I had a relationship sometime in 2013, 2012.
I think most guys have issues.
Yeah, I think when you have an emotional part, like a partner, some people might not exactly feel okay. So there was one time it was a proper problem between myself and my ex-boyfriend.
Really?
He did not speak to me. We're coming from a restaurant. He didn't speak to me till
Because
we
you
got
greeted
home.
someone and called
Because somebody called me, and this person is actually my childhood friend.
Okay.
And then he called me, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much." That was it.
For dear?
That I used the word dear, and I was, my God, my God, it was bad. It was bad, and I'm like, nah, I can't do this. I can understand that you might not like it. It's okay for you to just tell me that, you know what, babe, I think you should tone down these things. You can't just get so mad and then you're throwing tantrums like a little girl. No, I'm sorry.
I feel like if a guy comes across people like you that are used to endearments, what they should give them their own name.
So I said that's why I had to unlearn it.
Yeah, if I'm calling you sweetheart, I shouldn't call any other person,
of course,
of the opposite
compromise.
Yes.
That's where compromise comes in. So I have tried over the years to unlearn that thing and then try to do better.
Okay.
So if you're my guy, I use like my guy, my friend. I have a friend that made me start using my friend, the term my friend. Like she uses my friend a lot. Oh, my guy, my friend.
Like,
and I was
South
like,
African
that's so
people
nice.
do that a lot. South African people, that's what they call their female friends. Friend.
Yeah.
My friend.
For me,
Yeah.
I think I learned to do better with men, because I'm quite dispassionate about a lot of things that women are sensitive.
Same
here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very careful. The way you can just with your guy sometimes can't just like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So for guys don't take things to heart.
You know how something may be going wrong, and for guys immediately they are joking about it. So because I grew up with guys, that's my default response to trauma.
I have a friend that cannot go to a burial with me. I'm going to call her name. I will sob her. Blessing. Myself and Blessing, we can't go to places together. There's going to be a problem because we laugh over every single thing.
Same thing here. My friend too is Blessing. We'll go to a serious.
I think so.
I'm very, very emotional. But
okay.
I've trained my mind, maybe because of my, profession. I'm quite trained to be dispassionate about, certain things. So I could just zone in at whatever time, like depending on.
I think something happened to a friend of mine. Yeah, I think so. I forgot what exactly happened. And before God and man, not like I didn't care about her. I mean, not already drop my own condolence.
Yeah.
Not that someone didn't die you. I don't drop my own. Okay, don't do. Sorry. And the next minute, I'm like, I made a joke about it. I'm like, come and see a pistol. So Coco, I know that you're this very person and all of that, but you shouldn't do this. And then
I agree with her.
Yes.
I totally agree with her. No, I agree with her. I agree with her because people are different.
Yes.
And if you're going to be friends with people or person, you should learn the character of that person. Well, actually, I know a lot of us don't have patience. Like me, I don't. But again, I have come to realize that friendship is a very solid thing.
Yes.
So if you're going to be, it takes work. So if you're going to be friends with anybody, you need to be ready to compromise. You need to be ready to understand the things that person likes, and it's more or less like a relationship.
This is one of the reasons why I don't do cliques. Because I feel like you relate with different people according to their personality.
It's still cliques now. No,
see it now. See, like this, when a group of 3 to 4 friends. If I'm relating with you and I'm telling you something that happened real. If I'm relating with you and I'm being all soft, I know that you're a very emotional person. So when you're going through stuff, I'm like, my baby, it's okay, it's fine. And I know that D not really send. And she's going through maybe something similar. I'm like, chest and come on, body. You're gonna feel she's gonna feel bad at some point. See, I feel like that feminine part of us comes out. It happened to me.
Well, I feel like as long as you're true and genuine anyway.
Everybody's knowing. One person was like, so when you're talking to this other person, when she's going, I was with you when you were consoling her, when she was going through this same issue, and you were all soft and loving and all of that. But why are you giving me tough love?
Me, this is what I just feel. Yeah, move with people that understand you. Move with like minds. If I know that you're the type that takes things too seriously, I'm less likely going to be close to you. If you're my kind of person, we click. That's it. So first day I make jokes with you, we banter, and I don't have feelings. Come on. Now.
So first day like I met her, and we made jokes.
Okay.
Actually, the first day I met her, she usually comes to the place every other time. And then I didn't see her for like a while.
Okay.
I just came out of the office and I saw her with a bottle of Heineken. she was, I think she just came back from work and she just really needed to relax. And that's okay. So I saw her and I was like, oh my God. I didn't know. And so the usual, hey, darling, how you doing? It's like, yeah. And that's, we always talk, we always gist, safe space.
Exactly.
I can say anything I want to her. Yeah. She can say anything she wants to say to me. If there is any bad blood, everybody vexes and the next morning everybody is fine. Right.
Friendship that's
the word.
If you do something wrong, I'm telling you immediately that babe, I don't like that. And he dies there.
I don't
know
how to keep grudges.
You see grudges.
I could have issues with you right now.
For me in any setting.
I could have
as
issues
a
with you
colleague,
right
as a
now.
friend, as a partner. I can't. Call me. Somebody said I told someone, the person said it's manipulative that you don't want somebody to hold grudges. I said that is why I will not be around you. No. Why would you want to hold grudges? No. If something happened, see, if you've not told me before and you are just I don't know how she go react. It's on you, not on me. But give me the benefit of that. Talk to me. Watch my reception and how I handle it. Then you can know whether to withdraw or continue to talk to me. But situation whereby something will happen, then maybe later you come and say, that thing. No, they will come like you don't do this thing before. When you don't so you didn't tell me.
You should have just said something.
You should have said something. You should have expressed displeasure. Anyways, God will help us.
I'm quite vocal, actually.
I am very vocal.
I don't do well with people that when you offend them, they don't say anything to you. Okay, so it's okay. Sometimes I like to cut people slack, yeah? So it's okay for you to take time to want to process whatever it is that I've done to you, right? But you owe it that much to me to tell me that, young lady, see, you've done something. You most likely didn't even know you've done this. And I'm telling you, I am so quick to actually tender an apology because
and mean it.
And I mean it, yes. Yeah. So there's something about me. If I don't mean something, I will never tell you sorry. You will not beat me.
I stand on the
feeling. Do you understand? So right. Yeah. So I want to cut you some slack as my friend. Because again, there's this part that I noticed that women do not give as much grace as they give to their boyfriends, their friends, and it's not nice.
Yes,
do you understand? If you're going to cut your man,
a man will do nonsense to you. Some of you they're pounding you, slaps and blows,
and then just little
you're giving
that
grace.
Your friend would do. You take it as if the world wants to fall. I don't like people like that.
Another set of people I don't like. I wouldn't want. I try as much as possible for them not to be in my space. Is people that have imaginary haters. Every time on your status, they're always fighting battle.
Do you know if they are village people, they are fighting?
Even if. What is it? Every time your status is always about negative. See,
negativity.
Shaggy. But why do you always? Friends that do this, friends that get good friends for your life.
It speaks a lot about you as a
person. If you not get good friends for you manage the Holy Spirit and stop talking about friends.
I mean, so people like that, I found out that they are actually toxic people.
Yes.
Because you cannot tell me that from A to Z every day. You are always fighting. Those of you that don't want to see me shine. And you know what? I'm so grateful to God. I do not have to wake up to see things like that in my status.
Yes,
and my post is so clear.
Yes.
I don't even.
I filtered people like that.
I'm very particular about energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have this very negative energy.
Yes.
Just day one up.
Leave to your time to Israel.
But I love positive energy because I
Mhm.
believe that things work out for me better when I have positive people
Around me, yes,
So it's
yes.
just something with the energy. You don't even know how it happens. You
Yes,
understand?
yes.
So a lot of people see me and they say, "Oh, this one, she doesn't have problems. She's always smiling. She's always
They
cheerful."
say that. I was like,
You know.
but somebody
But
asked me, say, you
what
don't cook.
shall
I've
you
never
profit
seen you
a man?
angry.
Preach, sis! Auntie!
Okay,
Y'all
okay.
gonna pray for me when we get home.
Okay, so last thing on friendship before we move ahead. Someone said something on Twitter, I think early this month or last month. I want to hear your thoughts. Person said, if you are my friend and another person, you can't be friends with somebody that hurts me. Do you inherit enemies?
I don't inherit enemies.
I think I ended up.
I really don't.
Let me remove my glasses.
You hear her.
I want to hear her well. So
Yeah.
that I've removed the glasses.
Honestly, I don't know how to do it.
Really?
If you don't offend me personally, it's going to be hard for me to. Maybe out of love and depending on the circumstance. Maybe what you've done to that my friend is terrible. Even the blind can see. You understand? I could, in that circumstance, now inherit my friends, whatever it is, let's call it. But then, I naturally don't. I deal with people the way I.
Yeah, they deal with you.
Exactly.
Nora, what about you?
For me,
I'm not inclined to, inherit
enemies.
because I believe that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
People, for instance, if you do something,
You don't know tomorrow.
Not even that.
Okay.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
We're all friends, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you do something to Nora, and Nora comes to tell me that, oh, can you imagine what this baby did? I'm like, oh my goodness, how could she be so terrible? You know how dramatic can be. I beg you, if she's like that, then there's no reason to talk to her. My friend, I really care about you. I don't want anything that will come.
That's a typical Doyin. My friend.
What if you're not saying the truth?
Word.
So what I do in that
your
situation?
The way your
Perspective,
yeah.
Exactly.
Different. That person doesn't mean. So I need to hear from you.
So a friend taught me this year. Shout out to Casey. He taught me this. If you come to him and say this is what somebody did, the first question before anything is, so have you told her this is what she did?
Exactly. Have you guys talked things out?
Yes. Have you told her this is what she did? That's his first one. If you say no, you say okay. You're going to tell her, but go and tell her, and whatever she says, then let's talk about it. And so that's the way I do. So if you come to me and say this is what Dee did, and you're like, so did you tell her? Because see, social media quotes have done more harm than good.
Yes.
These quotes and these things people say on social media are too streamlined and stereotypic. They are not. No, they make me feel. They don't give grace.
What? Aristotle. What?
They don't give people grace. There are some things people say on social media that tempt people the devil. And I'm like, but I don't do this thing and I don't mean I'm this way. Does it mean I'm the devil?
And people have lost meaningful friendships.
Yes. So talk to me. Say, have you talked this thing out? Say, okay, we'll see you. Then if you come to me and say this is what this and it is very, very terrible, I go tell you, say this thing when you tell me, I go tell them. No, don't know. I go tell them. Then I will meet the person. So this is what so person said you did to her. Abba, what thing happened? What led to that? If you now can't carry the bazaku and reach me, sometimes I used to pray that you won't carry the bazaku so that I will be justified in inheriting the enemy.
Let me share one quick experience. I used to have this very good friend of mine.
Okay.
Safe to say she was my bestie at the time.
Okay.
And we're really good. Like she was someone that I saw as my sister.
You better half, yeah.
Exactly. So she could do just whatever for me. And we loved each other that much. So when I get an opportunity, I care, when she gets one, she calls me, I've even had to even lose an opportunity because of her. I was trying to bring her on and then it messed everything up for me, And shortly afterwards, I noticed certain things started happening.
Okay.
God has a way of revealing things, right?
Yeah.
So it was a how would I call the experience now? It was a turning point.
An eye opener.
An eye opener, and it was just really heartbreaking. So I realized somewhere along the line that, she had this, I don't want to use this subtle, envy can be really subtle, right?
Very subtle. Very
So,
subtle.
but it took me so long a time to figure it out. It started with she would get an opportunity, she would sneakily
Yeah.
go for it, come back, and all that kind of stuff. And I was still accommodating all of those excesses. Not that I was saying it a bit, but I didn't want to believe it. So after a while, it was just something very little that was the last straw for me, and I ended it. Coincidentally, our mutual friends. I was surprised this person. I'm like, yo, that's the end for me. Like, I'm not doing that shit anymore. It was like a joke, and that's how I am. If I say I'm not
You know,
doing
when
it,
you're too
I'm not doing
friendly,
it.
people think you
Do you,
can't walk away.
do you get? They think
Have you
you can't
gotten that
walk
kind of stuff?
away. Yeah.
Because you're
Of
so
course.
you see the way
Of
you
course.
call my darling, my this,
Do
my
you,
that.
do you get?
So they feel this guy love me too much. You know if you work, you could
It
not
has
vex.
happened to me.
Yes.
It has
So
happened to
she
me.
apologized, but for me, it was beyond the apology.
It
I
shocked-
knew that it wasn't going to stop.
Yeah.
So if I gave it another thought, like another chance for that friendship, it was going to ruin me.
Like I said,
And best believe, trust me,
Mhm.
that friendship ended. It didn't even take me up to how many months. Like a lot of things changed for me.
Wow.
So it's just to tell you that some people have this aura around them that will not let things work for you. Some
True.
friendships you have to just walk away from.
True.
So,
I'm looking for land. I want to open church for them.
but seriously, whether you believe it or not, I'm not.
No. I
She
totally
said, "Oh, you're
believe.
preaching.
Yeah.
Say
He
it."
preached this.
You would have good friends if the energy around them, if they genuinely love you, trust me, things will work out fine. for you.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if there is this
Yes.
subtle envy or this, kini somewhere, trust me, you might find yourself.
If you're
struggling.
discerning enough, you will know.
Exactly.
You will
You
know, yeah.
trust me. Sometimes you don't know. You don't know.
Well, like she
You
said,
don't
if
know.
you are discerning enough,
And
like
sometimes,
Yes,
even when you're
you
discerning,
don't know. I don't want to go into
maybe
some
it may come
stories,
to
but
you
might
and
not
you
know.
feel like maybe let's at the point accusing finger. Are you trying to call this person a witch?
Aside that, for someone like me who doesn't have problem, I don't have that energy to entertain so much toxicity or negative whatever. I don't bother myself about a lot of things.
Okay.
But God has a way of doing things that it just comes out, like something just happens.
Yeah.
He just reveals it. And I don't disobey God. Once it comes like that, I'm off. So I called it quits, and coincidentally, our mutual friends, when I told them what happened, they were like, oh, now this is talking about inheriting enemies. Surprisingly, they inherited my enemies, not because of what I said to them. So they started recounting their experiences with the same person.
On this recount, so I have this let's say it's part of my value system. I don't judge people based on one-off experiences. I react to patterns, not a one-off action. So if you do something once, sometimes no matter how terrible it is, I don't know this. I will give you because I used to lack patience. Like if my parents had given me patience as a name, I would have sworn affidavit. That's how much I lacked patience. I did. One of my friend Victoria used to be like, "Coco, calm down." And I always have something to say, so I did give you back. Like I was always on the defensive, and I don't know why, but I unlearned that and said, "Okay, I react to patterns. If something happened once, the first time I feel no even see him.
Yeah.
I feel no even see him. Second time, I will definitely notice it. And then you'll come. I will not recall. Okay, this thing don't happen before. But the third, the fourth, and the bad thing is one day I'm very blunt. I'll come and tell you, see, babe, no vessel. This friendship is not
That's
working.
how I am. Oh. Me, I just said, you know what?
I watch one interview when Nancy see message. If she doesn't like you, she's the kind of person that will tell you, see, I don't like you, so it's best if we don't talk.
Yes.
And I said, that is my energy.
Yes.
See, Nora, if
speaking,
I will make sure and tell you that, babes, this friendship not the one.
I mean, you can't even.
You're not a
like
bad person. I'm
people
not a bad
at the
person,
end of
but
the day. There are people you see you just don't like.
Do you
and
get?
You don't know why you don't like them. Do you understand?
So,
and there are people you see and you just fall in love with them instantly.
Like
oh
me,
my
Abby.
God.
Like me.
You're too vain.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so let's talk about career for women. This is actually a very broad one. Let's talk about how a lot of women shrink themselves, and it is always because of Adams. Because growing up, the society will make you feel like, and not just the society, there are terrible men like that if you're excelling at what you do, you're the definition of a boss lady, they are intimidated. There's this stereotype that women that are financially independent cannot submit, they can't be humble and all of those things. So that is the thing. People say things and they will just stop letting pass. But somebody somewhere is taking it in. And because somebody genuinely wants to get married, which is not bad anyway, you want to get married, you want to start your own home, you start feeling like, okay, so advancing in my career is actually going to hamper the thought of getting married and all of those things. Do you think um financially independent women tend not to need men? Do you think that's the case? You people are rich, so me, I'm upcoming.
I will allow the rich to speak.
Because there's a statement that when men make money, they start thinking of settling down. But when women make money, they feel like they don't need men. What do you think about that?
I think exception.
Because you're rich, so tell us
No,
what
I'm
you
not
feel.
rich. Based on my own personal experience,
Yeah.
growing up, I wanted to be somebody. I always had dreams to be somebody.
Okay.
Right? Because I grew up with a father that taught me that, whatever fun you need to have or you want to have, don't be in a hurry. He said to me repeatedly, don't be in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the best places. Why are you hurrying to go to parties? Why the rush? So I started having marriage advances, like proposals from back in school. But I always told them that, I just want to finish my school, get a job, get a good job, start working, at least have my life balance. Because at some point, my mom played a very pivotal role in our, upbringing and growing up. I mean, she had to do, I won't use the word most part, emotionally and otherwise. So I wanted to be like my mom so bad. But she was really
She's a real MVP, no?
exactly.
Shout out to these ones.
I love you, mom.
Oh.
So, I wanted to be like my mom so bad. She was my role model. So I wanted to go to school, finish my school. I'll tell them that, what do you want me to go and tell my mom? That at 200 level, I want to go and marry. I'm sure my mom was she got no at this stage of your life, you want to go and be with a man. So I was very particular about that. And some days I think about it like, should I have gone with one of those guys back then? Would I have, ask myself,
Yeah.
could I have been in a better place? Do you understand? But
Would it have affected you, right?
would it have affected me? Like, but guess what? I have
No regrets.
Of course.
I have no regret. Trust me. So I have moments when I really feel like I need somebody. And trust me, no matter how I once told my mom at 19, the mom, I don't want to be married. I remember that day very well. I told her, mommy, can't say career women are not married. No, my mom did. She carried Bible and started following me around.
She didn't call
Cast and bind.
She didn't call your
Cast and bind.
She said, because
I
African mother. Can you imagine?
the Bible says, and that is why God created Adam.
He had to make Eve.
And said, a man was not be alone.
It's not Adam and Steve.
Yeah, it's not Adam and Steve.
It's Adam and Eve for a reason.
Laila is not possible.
Did I tell you?
Your enemies are failed.
Sorry to cut you short. I didn't even tell her that I didn't want to get married. Then she was talking about this marriage thing. I was not like, you know how growing up as a girl, any small mistake, is this what you're going to do?
In your husband's house.
The thing got to me one day. I was like, how are you even sure that I want to get married? Chiagon, no, come on, Chiagon. It was clean your mouth. Come on, clean your mouth. I told the mother, and I said, Mommy, but I'm not saying I'm not going to get married. I'm just asking. Don't ask that. The walls have ears. Don't allow evil people. My enemies will not laugh at me. Oh.
My mom said.
Wait, no, it didn't end there. I thought it ended there. Popsy traveled that period. Days later, when my dad don't die, Popsy came back. She calls my dad, Daddy, do you know that your daughter says she's not getting married? Mommy, from where? How? How now? You don't talk to her. I'm the only girl. I'm the first child. So daughter and first daughters and their father. Talk to her. You're the only one she listens to. Why would a girl that God has created like this say she will not get married? I reject it. From my father's side, from my mother's side.
There was no scripture I didn't hear. Amos 3:3. Come together except they agree. I married your father. If I did not marry your father,
I kept
would
telling
not
my
give
father
birth
that
to you.
I have to. When growing up, you see how it's not wrong. People want you talk to ladies, girls your age growing up, and I want to get married. Yeah, the thing that was giving me sleepless night was how to make money.
Mm.
I am money centric.
Funny thing is,
I
mine
am-
was not even money. I wasn't really money centered like that.
I want to make
I just
money.
wanted
I am not
to-
desperate, but I want to make
I
my
wanted
money.
to create
So,
a career path.
Saying what different women go through in the area. And you know, moms will always come back with gist. When they go for meetings, when they go for gist, they always choke. So when they're giving you gist of how a woman's career or whatsoever was dampened because of a man,
Exactly.
or how
I
a
heard
woman
too
was
many of those
flying,
stories.
and the moment a certain man came into her life, then what? Hey! So it was like unconsciously.
Yes, there was
There
that
was
fear.
this wall, like,
Yes.
come on, no,
Yes,
we
it,
can't
it,
make
it
this
was
money.
it was the same thing for me. So I always had that fear of man. Even up till now, I'm not going to lie. You know, I believe that
In talking
one
stage, I
day-
used to say it, I'm an ambitious lady.
I don't
I
even
used to say
say
it in talking stage.
I don't even say
You
it,
will
but
say it.
some way, somehow you will see it, right? Because I won't let anything deter me. Not even you, not even that. There's no decision you're
Yeah.
going to make that would stop me from doing,
Yeah.
what I want to do
Yeah.
to grow. So I believe that if you love me enough, you're going to be very supportive. You understand? So if for any reason I catch a glimpse of the fact that okay, you're scared or you're
Intimidated.
you understand? I'm off. I'm off. I don't
So,
understand.
Nora, say this.
for me, it's quite different.
Okay.
Not so much, but first and foremost, when you meet me, you do not need a soothsayer to tell you that this one.
Maybe you're intimidated. Why they open eyes for me like this?
No, vex.
You understand?
No, vex.
Is that how you talk to these men? How will they will not be able to know.
I'm sorry. That's why I'm single. I'm sorry. No. I'm saying that. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll say unfortunately. Fortunately, it's a trait I got from my father.
Okay.
So, when you meet me at first, you do not need a soothsayer to tell you that this one, she has a goal.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer your question in different ways. So,
Yeah.
first and foremost, there's nothing wrong in being a career woman. Most times, these ladies fall victim to terrible weak men. Men, and trust me, I have seen it played too many times.
Lots of times, yeah.
Some men cannot handle successful women.
Yes.
Some men cannot handle a woman that is financially independent.
Yes.
A woman that does not need to be at their beck and call for anything.
Because initially they are coming to the table with money alone.
Yes.
So
And that's
when
because
you
you
have
don't-
the money.
Do you understand? What else are you bringing, right?
To bring, yes.
So there's that. And there is also the fact that some women are naturally annoyingly arrogant.
Yes. Yes.
Little, I'm sorry, they might want to drag me for
Don't
this,
be
but I don't
sorry.
care, right? You are blessed by God. I'm not saying humility should be because of a man. You should be naturally humble because God has blessed you, whatnot. But for some ladies, the minute they have money, every other person is a rag to them. And I think that's a bad thing. I'm not even going to put a gender to it. Both male and female underneath them.
Yes.
It doesn't work that way. No, I'm coming. So I don't forget what I have to say. However, I will never tell a lady to dim her light for a man. For as long as I can remember, for a couple of years now, my grandmother, because I have only one grandparent left, both maternally and paternally. My grandmother, my mother, every day, in fact, 2 days ago, yesterday, my mother still told me, I prayed, your man is coming. By this time next year, I will be there for Omugu. I'm like, mommy, calm down. Calm down. So there was a day we were having a conversation and I told her, I said, if my younger sister, the one after me, is ready for marriage,
let her go.
My last year birthday, I think I had this conversation with my father. My father said, young woman, I know you went to school, you're well read, you're learned. I like that. You're smart, you're intelligent. Aiming for the top. However, I have a rule in my house. And I'm a traditional man, so I will tell you what it is. It is not done in my own family and in my village that the younger sister get married before. And I told him, No, see, so we're different. We're different people from different walks of life and
Yeah.
different background. So I told him something. I said, Daddy, see, I will never be a stumbling block or a barrier
Good.
to anybody in this life. Talk more
Of my sister.
of my own blood. It's not possible. If today Bella comes and says, I am ready to walk
You will
down
champion
the
the
aisle,
wedding.
I told my dad, I said, me, Nora, I will tie 2 wrap. I will have my own canopy. I will have my own seat for my friends because it is a thing of joy.
Yes.
She's ready. She has it. And I'm not. And it's not a problem. And I've told people that have cared to listen to me over and over and over again. I have set goals for my life. And truth be told, marriage is not at the forefront of that. Don't get me wrong. I love the concept of marriage. I love the union. I love love. I love how God impeccably puts this institution because you can't do life alone.
At all.
However, I am not going to leave myself first. I come first.
Yes.
I have ambition. I have where I'm going to. See, Coco, as you're looking at me like this, I want to have a PhD. I want to have schools. I have things in my head that I want to do. And I am taking intentional steps
exactly
towards that
them.
direction.
Yes.
However, if you come to me as a man and you seem crazy enough to want to put this woman in your house to be your soulmate and to be your partner for life, you also have to understand that I have a path.
Yes.
And if your support is not going to come in, if you're not going to help me grow, because I'm going to do that to you. So if you're not going to help me grow, if you're not going to help me see that my aspirations come to reality, then we don't have anything to talk about.
Exactly.
I growing up, I have seen where, quote unquote, traditional men that are, quote unquote, weak, I've seen them try to dampen the shine of their wives.
A whole lot.
Women that are very intelligent, women that have what it takes to be movers and shakers. And they are what? Reduced to housewives. They are reduced to baby manufacturing.
What are you working for?
You know, see, there was a time where we used to hear back then that men would tell their women, don't work, I'll take care of you. It's no longer in this area. However, no, see, I tell people things are subjective. Everything is relative.
Yes.
What works for me might not work for you. So I'm going to say this. However, there are some women
that want
to be housewives.
Exactly.
Sit down and let the money come. And my dear, please, if that's what you want,
go for
100% go for it. Nobody likes to slave away.
Yes.
If you decide that I want to sit at home and my husband has the luxury, he can afford that, please sit. If you decide that no, yes, my husband has the luxury, but I'm somebody that wants to do something, whatever rocks your boat, the only thing I will not be a party to is for you to dim your light for a man. I'm sorry. It will never happen.
That, this career thing and this feminism thing, it just has to be a balance.
Yes.
I tell people that I don't want to be Miss Independent. Don't get me wrong. Right? I'm ambitious. I love that. I love to nurture something, a career. I want to be known for something.
Yeah.
But there just has to be a balance, right? Because
you're also a baby girl.
If we agree that
yes,
God will bless
yes,
you.
I'm also a baby girl.
Also, I love business. Yeah.
Sorry, so I don't forget one.
Okay.
So when we say it's almost I won't say use the word impossible. I mean, we can't do life alone.
Of course not.
That's why we have the other gender. So if that is the case, we've established that you must have a man in your life. As a man, you must have a woman in your life. Some people decide that they don't want to. So be it. But then if that's what's paramount to you, you need to find a balance, between your career and your marital or whatever. So I once said to an ex of mine, I'm sure if he hears this, he knows himself already. So I said, I know I'm going to be very, very rich in life. That's that one.
A no-brainer.
Exactly. But I only pray that whoever it is I'm getting married to will be like times 10 richer than me.
Yes.
So if I'm a billionaire in dollars, he's like a multi
Yeah.
That's my heart desire. And then his response, I don't know, reflex. It's just like, you can't even be richer than me. And I was like,
Woo!
I looked at him, I was like, whoa.
Ah,
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Municipalities.
So now-
Principalities and powers.
These are the signs.
Yes. Red canopy.
As something like that was, right? For every time, even after we broke up, every time I considered coming back, when I remember that statement, I'm like,
No.
See,
and no matter how, even after then, subsequently, no matter the support he tried to give you,
No.
always remember
He
that
shot himself in the
statement.
Yes, and
Yes.
because you start thinking that it's not coming from a place of
Of
true.
this person is
Yeah.
I feel like, let's even assume it was reflex, like, I gave him an opportunity that moment
To correct himself.
You understand? Explain to me what you mean by that. Say, he just knows that,
No, that one is.
You know what I
it's
did?
him,
I
it's not a
I
mistake.
say, you know what? I'm going to reach out again. There's nothing you're going to do about it.
That's a
And
period.
believe you me, right now we're moving almost about on the same pace. Do you understand? So, and I'm sure I wish him well. So let me not go there. Do you understand? I wish him very, very well. So now here's the thing: as much as you desire these things, right? I desire to be with a man. I want to be married someday. I want to have kids. I want to make my mom happy. You know what I mean? And your children, of course, they make you happy as well. I will do certain things to make sure that this works, right? But not at my own detriment. So if it's not looking like it for me, I let it go. So at this stage of my life or our life, I mean your 30s, men tend to take advantage of the fact that
Because they feel like you're desperate and something. Yes, I'm not. I am not.
See, to agree with what you said, that's what I was saying. Something like, I love business, yeah. I prefer business to an on-site 9 to 5 and all of that. I want to have my own time, and I love kids too. I am a family-oriented person. I want to have my own money, but I want to be my husband's baby girl.
Of course, yes, that's
So
it.
I tell my man that, you know what, your money are my money. I said, yes, so you can say, oh, you have your own money, I know you can take care of this thing, my dear. I want to drop your money, and I'm not ashamed about it. Bring that money, let me spend it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I'm trying to say, I'm there to support you. I'll spend my money, of course. If you need me to support you anytime, I'll come through. But there's this joy that comes from
men being providers.
Do you understand? And I feel
think it's
a man derives, this is masculinity.
You should bask in being a provider and protector.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I believe strongly in that thing. So even if you have it, no worry, we will spend it together. That money will touch my hand. So that's why I always say I want him to be higher. So that way he doesn't feel, oh, you have money, so you can take care of yourself. I don't care. I want to chop your money, and that's it. Do you understand? You have to be a man. How do you be a man? Provide for me, protect me. Do you understand? I support you, pray for you. I mean, it goes on and on that two people can offer each other. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to be termed or described as a independent. I'm not the independent. Leave my money. I don't want to be independent. I want to depend. Right?
I just know that when you have your money as a woman, there's a lot of bullshit that you will not.
There are many women
there are a lot of things that will not, because a lot of people are tied. A lot of ladies are tied down in toxic marriages, relationships that they find not because they like it, but because they can't leave.
Doesn't mean you can't depend on your man.
Yes.
No, I agree with you.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Yes.
But I'm actually reiterating the fact that as a woman, it is good to have your own money.
Honestly,
just have something going for yourself.
Yes,
it's really
you
beautiful.
must.
As a person, even not as a woman, as a human being, it's just only decent and nice that you have something going on for yourself. It gives you that respect. Yes.
It helps your mind.
Yes.
It's not even just to have the money to spend. It actually helps your mind. It makes you feel like you're adding value.
Anyways, if you are coming to toast me, I will still eat your money, Sha, just so you know. It's facts.
Yes, okay, so the last question on career before we go further is many people see women in top places in their career, their jobs and all of that, and the next thing that comes to mind is she must have slept her way through. I know that in Nigeria it's a normal thing that every insult somebody is trying to cheat you, you stand for yourself, you're a prostitute. This one, you're a prostitute. But this thing of career women, being prostitutes. I mean, somebody came out on Twitter to say that
Oh God.
bankers, to say marketers, and organizations, especially banks, had to sleep with customers
And it's
to
haram.
meet target. And she said in the Muslim faith, it's haram. What do you have to say about this?
Please
Do you think
don't do this.
Let's do it. Do you think every woman up there slept definitely at some point in her life had to sleep her way up there?
Me, right?
Yeah.
I have one answer to things like this.
Okay.
If you think it is easy to sleep your way through, open your leg.
Wow.
No, because you see, in Nigeria, today, no, it's true. Everybody, any little thing, you see a woman that is doing well for herself, before you know what's happening, now man, they sponsor her.
Yes.
Somebody is bankrolling her. She must have slept her way through. Uncle, auntie, you too. Please, Biko, Ejo, please. Sleep your way through. They did not tie your legs together. Now open your legs. And if you're a man and you're the one that is saying it, men sleep with men. So go let them sleep with you too. So that you can sleep your way to the top. No, because I think it is disgusting, irritating, and extremely annoying and disrespectful to talk down at people that have blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
Do things like work, like literally put in the hard work. And then the only thing you say is this: she slept her way through. Like, people have reduced women so much to the extent that they have objectified them. Like, okay, so there's no woman you
and
see.
If it comes from men alone, we are used to it. But the fact that it's even coming from ladies.
See, my dear, I tell you something. If you I don't have people that say that kind of nonsense around me anyways, but if you say it, I'm online and I get to see it, I will tell you, auntie, did they close your leg? If it's easy to do prostitution, do it now. You to open your leg. She doesn't have two heads. If she slept her way through, my dear, you can sleep your way to the top.
So do you think a lady that is beautiful in every standard of beautiful is more likely to go up the ladder in an organization, whether she has brains or not? Do you think that's a possibility?
Find your privilege.
Yes. Do you think find your privilege is a thing in an organization?
Yes, I agree. To be honest with you.
Okay.
Because in every organization, I'm sure you can relate. You're not the only person there.
Why can I relate? Because
you're beautiful.
People don't move up the ladder, at the same pace.
Yes,
yeah, of course.
So there will be some benefit that you have over another person. So I feel there is something called fine girl privilege. And of course, for my niece, anyway. Whenever I see her, honestly, I want to give up everything I have in my bank account. So I know there's something called fine girl privilege.
So you think it's possible that a woman, even though she doesn't have the brain, can work her way up through the ladder just by being beautiful?
Some have done it in the past, right?
Okay.
And probably didn't work for some people. So I would not say categorically yes, but all works for different people.
Okay.
Some people
please just go a bit.
But in response to the earlier question you asked, which was does every woman have to sleep?
Yes. People say women sleep always.
Take an exception to that.
Of course.
Serious exception to that.
Of course. They are hardworking women.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
Yes.
Who do things without men.
And then you just reduce their effort.
Do things without men.
Yeah.
I think it's really pretty much denigrating to say that to my gender.
Yeah.
And of course, I understand that it's hard being a Nigerian, but it's harder being
a woman in Nigeria. Yes.
So I can totally understand. Everybody these days, people are very less busy. People need jobs, and people will go with whatever it is that is trending. Yeah. So it's easy to follow, everyone out there saying bullshit about women too, but I would not. You won't find me in that conversation.
However, there's something I'd like to say, right? Yes. I'm not going to act a fool and say that certain things don't happen in certain organizations, right? But it will be very unfair to people who put in the actual work to just throw that word around. So as far as I'm concerned, just do what
works for you.
Well, I'm always very skeptical about sayings these days. Oh, do what works for you, do what makes you happy. What makes you happy could be a bad thing.
Yes,
From
sure.
So just
No, I mean, we'll not take out the fact that yes, sometimes God makes men instrumental to your growth, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't necessarily mean you have to sleep with them. So
Mhm.
you can be looking for something, and that thing is in the hands of a man. If you're lucky enough, he doesn't,
Ask for the
ask
other
for-
stuff.
Exactly. So some people can be instrumental. The other gender can be instrumental to your growth, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to sleep with them to get to your growth.
Okay, that's that own career.
And I would say, I remember, having to juggle like 3 jobs at a time at some point in my life, and it was crazy. But in the meantime, it was worth it. It was getting something.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know, you probably would say, "Oh, he's bankrolling this babe. Who's doing this shit? Who's doing that?" So, and I'm sure that there are a whole lot of people who also are in that spectrum, in that category, who are also doing the same thing. Busting up their asses just to put food in their family table. And it depends on where you're coming from, of course. That also plays a vital role in, how you get things done as a woman. So,
Okay. So let's move on to what seems to be the topic of every other day. Relationship. Relationship. I know this matter has been overflogged, but I feel like it cannot be overemphasized. Now, this is my problem with relationship as regards to women. Everybody wants to tell every woman what to do. A pastor is teaching about marriage, is focusing on women. DBI is talking about women. Traditional people are talking. I mean, why? What? Let them talk to the men now. Are we marrying ourselves?
Well, I think it's
And because the light has been on women, that's why I feel like that's why you see women that in marriage, even when things are not working, they will still, because there's this man that now woman get house, now woman they keep house. So because now woman they keep house, even when the man is misbehaving, they say, and they want to keep this house. If I leave, the house will scatter. So let me stay so that the house will stay well. Please talk about it. See, don't spoil face.
I can tell from my face. Let it scatter.
I believe in women being homekeepers.
Yeah.
Right? But oftentimes, it's never easy. I feel that men have a very pivotal role to play in, raising kids, bringing up a family. I think the bulk of the work even lies with them.
Yes,
right?
I think so.
Men
too.
don't seem to see themselves in that light. When I lost my dad, I felt like I had this covering off my body. Right? It was like my protection was gone. And I don't think they see themselves like that, really, because if they do, they will be more responsible about certain things, especially, things that have to do with family. So I think the problem is a lot of men are not family oriented. They are not trained to be family oriented, right? So you cannot, when you don't know something, you cannot be accused of doing something wrong. So if you don't know something is wrong, it's not mine. You cannot say that, for sure. The person cannot believe for sure that they've done something wrong. So they need to see and know. They need to know it intuitively. They need to be aware, of certain things to do. So a lot of men, young guys out nowadays, they don't seem to know much about raising a family. They are not so interested. I don't see them as being interested that much. They just want to have fun. So, and this thing starts from, being a child, how you're being raised, how certain things you're exposed to your environment. So I think women just need to do better raising responsible boys. So,
that is what. Okay, before you talk, let me say something. You talk about it at once. I think men hold women to a very high standard, especially when they want to get married to them, and women don't hold men to any standard at all. I think the only standard women hold men to is provide.
yeah, well, I think okay. So there's this. How do I put it now? More like men seem to have a lot of expectations.
Yes.
And women don't. Is that what you mean?
Yes. See, yes. The only for
Men
men
do have expectations.
Men do. Jesus.
Women have expectations.
And see, most times
No,
they cover
trust
it up
me.
once the money is there.
No, they have expectations.
Do they
Well,
stand by it? Do they hold it as a value system?
That's an individual thing. But I can tell you for a fact that, in fact, do you know the truth? The truth is, women have more standards than men.
Mm.
I think no, I believe so. I believe that if a man is ready to settle down right now, right,
Mhm.
he could really compromise on a whole lot of things because it's okay, and
A man can marry
a man can marry
because she's very
any woman. He could just marry you because you're beautiful.
Okay. Mhm.
But I don't think any woman will marry a man because he's just fine. No,
There are some women. Yes, so some
maybe,
women are there for the
I'm
aesthetics.
just saying that women have expectations and men have expectations. They both gender. It's not even. There are some men, if you are not light skinned, they are not going to have anything to
I
do
feel
with
like
you.
men. No. See.
Everybody has a checklist.
See. Maybe this
So,
thing. Maybe
Oh,
lenient.
okay, yes. I think,
Lenient.
really?
Yes.
Really? No, I don't. I feel like these men, when they say this is the kind of woman I want, they stand by it. But we the ladies, because we think, time. You hear people say when you state your standards as a woman, you hear people say things like, "You go pay for your papa house," and that fear, the biological clock, the time is going. All your friends are getting married, and especially when you're seeing your friends get married to actress comebacks. It now becomes make I just marry. When we reach there, we will not go to it. And I feel like women don't hold those standards. We have standards when we are. Would you still hold those standards when you're 40 and not married?
You know why I said men
Do you now see? Would you still hold as a woman? A man is ready to hold that standard. Sorry.
A lot of women in their 40s who are not married.
Yes,
Some
actually.
people have.
Is it because of their standards?
Yeah, some people, yes.
Okay.
Well, are we being realistic?
Are we being realistic?
Are we being realistic?
No, let's
Are
be
we being
realistic.
realistic?
Hold on.
See?
I have friends who have said, "Oh, I want to be married to a billionaire or nothing."
Mm-hmm.
And then, time passes, the clock is ticking, and they're still unmarried. And I still even get some of these experiences from older friends, you understand, who have friends within this age range, who have got friends who are in their 40s and they're not married, they were doing shakara back then, and now no option safe, and they rather not even still married. So yes, there are women who set such standards.
I can't lie, but that's rare. If we are being realistic.
Yes.
Because
in Nigeria,
especially
the society, the cultural
See.
structure. Yeah.
Already. In
Our
Nigeria,
cultural construct and societal
crazy.
norms is something
crazy.
else.
Already,
It doesn't exactly
already they
favor.
don't believe. Already the society does not believe that there's any 30 plus or married woman that is happy. They believe that any.
I don't even know why.
Yes, they believe that any woman that is above 30 and unmarried and she's saying she's happy, that is a lie. She's forming that it's a defense.
I've heard that before. I've heard that before.
There was
actually.
an interview where
that
even
people,
a married
you
woman
go and sleep and you're wetting your pillow
with tears, asking God. They'll
if
start
I'm
telling you that.
wetting my pillow, you best believe it's not with tears.
They'll start telling you. They'll start telling you that. And then the challenge is women women put there for marriage. She knows that women put there. So how can you say you're 30 plus and you're not married and you're happy?
See, I need people to understand that the fact that you crave something doesn't mean that in the meantime if you don't have it, you die or you be miserable. So because people feel you create your happiness actually.
Yes.
And if you hinge your happiness on certain things, that's when you become miserable.
Yes.
I can count the number of times I've been in a relationship.
Okay.
Do you understand? I see the world will not fall
At all.
Time will not stop ticking because of anybody. Do you understand? People need to understand that if women or men are married, it doesn't essentially mean that they are unhappy. No. I will not say that we don't have some unmarried people that are unhappy and they really have this void they need to fill. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
However, I would not use that percentage to judge everyone. You can't be single and happy because you're not hanging the bane of your existence or your happiness on somebody.
Shakespeare. Bridgerton girl.
Please.